This director do not have any direct relationship when it come in terms of a company or its management or the promoters of the company. Means power to exercise independent judgment. Okay, he have all the right power to exercise the independent judgment without manipulating the information, so that he is going to make sure that the company, whatever the financial statement it is going to disclose, he have a complete authority to suggest something to the management if there is any kind of a changes that is required in the management. Hello everyone, warm welcome to one and all. I am Mr. Hemant Kumar from the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Aid College, MYSURU, the Temple of Excellence. In today's session, we are going with the subject Company Law and Practice. It is all about Unit 3, Session 2. It's about a company administration. This is agenda of today's session. We are going with the powers of an independent director. So firstly, in this session, we are going to discuss all about the independent director, who is the independent director, and in the same way followed by powers of independent directors and also duties and responsibilities of an independent director. Say what happens is, when it comes in terms of duties and responsibilities of a independent director, duties are similar to the responsibilities of a independent director. Okay, so duties are nothing but the responsibilities. If they ask duties, you need to write the same answer. If they ask the responsibilities, you need to go with the same answer. Independent director. Who is the independent director in the organization? The name itself, it is going to signify that, okay, so he is independent enough to make decisions. He is independent enough. He is not dependent to give the suggestion. He is independent to find the problems, find the loopholes, and also to solve the problems. So here, when it comes in terms of an independent director, an independent director is a non-executive director. So he is different when compared to other director. When it comes in terms of other director, okay, so those directors are being selected by board of directors. This independent director has been selected by the shareholders to safeguard the rights of the shareholders, to look about the transparency of the organization in terms of financial statements, in terms of corporate governance, in terms of all the aspects that is relevant for the shareholders, who does not have any material or the precautionary relationship with the company it promotes or management. Okay, so this director do not have any direct relationship when it comes in terms of a company or its management or the promoters of the company. Means he is separate, the company is separate. Their primary role is to ensure that the company follows good corporate governance. So as I said, so he is going to look over the corporate governance, whether it is the company is going to follow properly, yes or no, whether the company is going to follow Companies Act 2013, yes or no, so whether it is maintaining the accounting standards, yes or no. So that is the main purpose of the independent director, and protects the interest of shareholders. He is the one who is going to uphold the respect the rights of the shareholders and stakeholders. Okay, he is the person who is going to look over or take up the rights of shareholders or the stakeholders of the organization. The duties and the responsibilities of an independent director is governed mainly by the Companies Act 2013 and also by Securities Exchange Board of India. Only if it is a registered company, this SEBI is included. If it is not a registered company, SEBI is excluded. Okay, so in terms of a public company, SEBI is included. In terms of a private company, SEBI is excluded, because private company won't list under the Securities Exchange Board of India. Duties and responsibilities of an independent director. So when it comes in terms of duties and responsibilities, as I said, okay, so in exam, if they ask duties of an independent director, you need to go with the same answer. If they ask the responsibilities of an independent director, you need to go with the same answer. No changes in terms of answer. Okay, say what happened. Firstly, when it comes in terms of a duty and responsibility of an independent director, he is going to safeguard the stakeholders' interest. Okay, so he is the person who is going to uphold the interest of the shareholders, the stakeholders, the investors, so that he is going to make sure that the company, whatever the financial statement it is going to disclose, whatever the corporate governance which is going to follow, it is transparent enough. Okay, so he is the person. Oversight of corporate governance. He is going to ensure about the corporate governance of the organization, whether the organization is going to follow corporate governance in a proper way, yes or no. He is the person who is going to give the certify. attending board meeting and the committee meeting. He have the complete authority and responsibility to attend the board meeting as he is a board member. Okay, so have a complete right to attend the board meeting and also the committee meeting. There are certain committees which is present in the top level management of the organization, whether it is a auditing committee, remuneration committee, compensation committee. You have a complete authority to attend the meeting, because whatever the decision that is made by the committee, whatever the discussion that should happen in the committee, it should be transparent enough so that they must reach the independent director. Reviewing financial statement. He have the complete right and authority to review the financial statement. He have the complete authority or right to question the board of directors, saying that okay, whatever the loopholes that he noticed, whatever the problem that he may get recognized, okay, so that he have a complete authority to question over there in the behalf of shareholders. Protecting minority shareholders. He have a complete authority to protect the minority shareholders. First of all, minority shareholders are the companies, okay, which hold less than the 50% of the share value of the organization. Risk management and compliance. Okay, so he have a complete right to manage the risk of organization, the problem which may get arise in the future. He may get recognized today itself and sort out the problem. Okay, so that is the thing. Responsibility for board decision. He is responsible as a board member. He is responsible for the decision that is made by the board members, that is board of director. Duty to report misconduct. If there is any kind of a misconduct that he may get noticed, okay, if there is any kind of a manipulation, if there is any kind of the illegal activity that may get happen in the organization, okay, you have a complete authority to uphold the same. Powers of a independent director. So what is the power in the hands of an independent director? So please don't get confused between the powers of independent directors and duties and responsibilities of a independent director. See, duty and responsibility is entirely different than the power. Power is nothing but the authority in the hand of independent director. When it comes in terms of an independent director, he have a power to participate in board meeting. It is a kind of a right of a independent director to attend the board meeting because he is one of the board member. So he have a complete authority or a right to attend a board meeting. Power to exercise independent judgment. Okay, he have all the right, power to exercise the independent judgment without manipulating the information, without taking the permission of board of director, or without listening to the board members. Means independently he have a complete authority to disclose the truth. Power to seek information and clarification. He have a complete authority. If there is any confusion, if there is any conflict, he have a right to pitch the question for the board members to take the clarity among the problem that should get sorted out. Power to monitor the management performance. Okay, he have all the responsibility or right to monitor the performance of the management, how effective the management is. So he have a complete authority to suggest something to the management if there is any kind of a changes that is required in the management, if there is any upgrade thing should happen in the management, if there is any conflict that can be solved by the management member, he have the complete right or the authority to uphold the same. Power to participate in board committees. Okay, so there are number of committees when it comes in terms of a board. Okay, so it may be an auditing committee, it may be a remuneration committee, compensation committee. Okay, so he have a complete authority to attend the committee meeting. Means it have the power. Power to protect minority shareholders. As we studied in the previous slide, okay, he also have the power to protect the rights of the minority shareholders. Okay, so he cannot take them as granted because they are the shareholders of the company or the real owners of the company. They have a complete authority to uphold their rights. Power to report unethical practices. If there is any kind of unethical practice being practiced in the organization, if there is any kind of the manipulation that is happen in the organization, if there is any the uncorporate governance practice that is been happening in the organization, if an organization is not going to follow the Companies Act 2013, okay, so he have the complete right to uphold. Power to ensure legal and regulatory compliance. Legal and regulatory compliance. Okay, it is all about legality. Whatever the things that is been happening in the organization, it is legal in nature, which is not illegal, which is following the corporate governance, okay, which is not manipulated, which is transparent enough. Okay, so that is a duty or the responsibility of a independent director. In the next session, we are going with the appointment process of a auditor. Okay, so he's one of the important managerial personnel. Okay, key managerial personnel. Duties of an auditor and responsibilities of an auditor. Here also duties are similar to the responsibility of a auditor. Thank you.